beautiful soul, my name is Mara, and I welcome you to today's Pick a Card reading. Today, we are going to take a look at what's changing for you over the next 3 weeks from the time that you see this. And the topic of this reading won in the poll that I put out, so thank you so much to everybody who voted, and stay tuned for next month's poll to cast your vote as well. So I've got 3 different piles with 3 different crystals for you to choose from, and as I hold the crystals up to the camera, I'll be playing a sound for those of you that like to choose your reading clairaudiently. So let's go ahead and jump into the reading selection. Alright, if you need more time, you can go down to the description box and hit the reading selection timestamp. We're going to begin with reading number 1, but all 3 readings will be timestamped in the description box as well. So go ahead and find yours, and I'll see you there. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and see what's changing for you over the next 3 weeks from the time that you see this. Okay, so we've got 2 oracles coming out for you. Sacred Pool and Wizard of Awareness. I feel like you're learning some deep truths about yourself and about your reality. It kind of feels like you're stepping into more of a mindful period or chapter in your life. There's some kind of truth that's coming alive. That's what it feels like. And it does kind of feel like sacred knowledge. It feels like something that you've been asking the universe to know, or you've been asking for clarity on. So if you've been very confused about stuff, if you haven't known how to move forward in a situation, if you're just not feeling confident, I think that there's some truths coming to light that are really going to serve as a beacon of hope, and also as a really nice solid blank slate when it comes to the clarity that you need to make conscious and confident decisions in your life. So let's, of course, jump into some tarot. I love the magic of this card. This one feels very much like it's you. Really, this is something that you've been pondering. This is something that you have been thinking about, and the simple fact that you are aware enough to allow these answers to come is what makes this journey, what makes this unveiling so precious and so beautiful, especially with the sacred pool. It feels like you're taking a bath in and you're cleansing yourself and removing the toxins that were, attached to the misalignment or the misunderstandings or the lack of confidence. There's just this really nice, like a deep breath, and you're just washing, or the clarity is washing over you. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into some tarot. Okay, I think the 2 of Swords flipped around somewhere in here. I saw it. It felt like it was towards the beginning, but... Okay, well, this is going to be the longest part of your reading. What in this world? There it is. Okay. Okay. So things have been pretty chaotic. It definitely feels like things have kind of been ripped from underneath you. It's like there's this opportunity for you to gain clarity, probably because you're experiencing a lot of things that you really don't want. And I feel like with this card here that there is still that essence of relief. So if this is something that you've been going through, if you've been going through this chaos, this uncertainty, the unstable environment and shifty circumstances in your life, then know that that's going to come to an end. However, with the Two of Swords here, I'm really feeling like, and especially with it being so hard to find in the deck, I think that there's some things that you are going to have to acknowledge, some sacred truths within yourselves, probably laying within your subconscious, that you are going to have to acknowledge in order to find that relief, in order to gain the clarity that you're really looking for. And I do think with the Nine of Wands that there's a certain level of you maybe looking back even after having that relief moment and saying, what if it happens again? What if I'm not well equipped enough? What if I don't have this? What if it doesn't happen this way? There's a lot of what ifs that come with this card. And so you need to be, or well, you don't need to do anything, but it would definitely benefit you to be more mindful and careful about the beliefs that you are feeding yourself. And, mental health can play a big role into that. Don't get too caught up into the LOA type toxicity that tells you that you have to believe something in order for something to come. I think that being a human is much more complex than that, and energetically, you can keep yourself open while still having some doubts. Let yourself explore them, though, without judgment. That's where the real changes are going to happen. So as you go through this, know that this doesn't really feel like a repeating pattern. This feels like you asked for something and the universe maybe you didn't allow it to come in a smooth way because it was requiring a lot of courage and scary steps in your life, and so you rejected it. And so the universe was like, well, I know that you want this, so we're going to make it happen anyways. And so that may be why there are some things that are happening that are not comfortable for you right now. And I just heard, like, to say the least, like, so maybe it's a little bit more than uncomfortable, and I'm truly sorry that you're going through something rough, but there is hope here, and it's really dependent on your ability to work through those mental obstacles and listen to your intuition, listen to those instincts, that sacred knowledge that's within you, that's calling you, that's driving you. That is where you need to rely on your guidance from, not outside opinions or anything like that. I mean, even in like the tarot readings that you watch, always take what resonates and leave the rest. You will feel it in your body if your soul knows that that is the guidance that you need. And especially with this Nine of Wands, if you start going through this and you work through all of those obstacles, but you're still carrying that belief system of, I can't trust myself, I'm not worthy enough, I don't feel like I can, like all of these things, then you're going to have a really hard time persisting forward, even when the circumstances get better. Let's see if there's anything else to see. Yes, basically more of a confirmation. But this is more so, about you having this hard time. You may be really financially struggling. If it's not finances, then I would say physically you are struggling, going through some kind of really hard, real life experience circumstances. And because of that, you're having a hard time having the faith. You're having a hard time believing that things will improve. But the thing about this card is that it does speak of things improving. There is hope for you, but you have to be the one to have it. You have to be the one to believe in it. And so opening yourself up to good things and saying, I'm worthy of experiencing good things. Just because I'm going through a really rough time now doesn't mean that I have to persist in these circumstances. I allow things to get better. I allow myself to find a way to make things better. And if I can't make things better, then I allow the universe to provide me circumstances that will loosen up, that will give me more relief and happiness in life. And from there, I do see you being able to make decisions that feel good for you. I really feel like with this whole combination right here that there is a lot for you to just embrace. I think that maybe you've held yourself back in the past, and again, that might be why you ended up in this place. And it's not like the universe is punishing you. No. But you not giving yourself, you wanting something and not giving yourself permission to go after it may result in a little bit of some mixed signals and some chaotic energy that's being brought to life in your life. So there's this need for you to really embrace your intuition and embrace what you know is right for you, from that sacred knowledge in your soul, in your mind, in your heart, down to the things that your inner child wants when you were like this little pure soul. Not to say that you're not pure now, but I hope that you know what I mean when I say that. But there's this opportunity to make the choices that feel good for you. And they're obvious. They're going to be there for you to see and recognize. And it's not going to look like this scary, well, it may be a little bit scary, but it's not going to look like this hidden thing that you have to like unravel to get to the heart of it. It's there and it's obvious. It's just a matter of you getting out of your own way and maybe practicing some new mental beliefs to really recognize it in a real way, or in a way that makes you feel like it's attainable and that you're worthy of it. But you're so worthy, and you have so much support around you. The harvest is there for you. The harvest, the things that you want, it's there for you. You just have to be the one to like actually do the real steps to get it. So for what's changing for you over the next 3 weeks, it seems like a big deal. I think that first and foremost, your circumstances are going to get better. And with that, I also think that there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you to choose better feeling things. Romanticize your life. Feel good about the things that you're doing. Spend more time with your friends. Spend time dancing, moving your body, getting in touch with yourself so that you can really listen to your intuition. Do the work to heal those emotional or subconscious blocks so that you can find the clarity that you're looking for. Because when it's there, you're going to say, oh my God, it was there all along. I can finally see it. All right. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Okay. I think that that's it. A lot's changing for you, and I'm excited for you. I think you're definitely going to be pleased with how your life unfolds if you choose to go with the energy of it. Don't resist. I love you so much. If you found this reading to be helpful and insightful, then please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do post a weekly pick-a-card reading. And again, if you voted on this reading, then thank you so much for your vote. Your input really does matter to me, and I love you. I wish you all the best over the next 3 weeks. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and see what's changing for you over the next 3 weeks from the time that you see this. So I pulled two oracles for you. So you've got encouragement and listening. I love how nurturing both of these cards feel. This feels like exactly what you've been needing. It feels like such a nice warm hug. It's like you're finally being heard. You're finally listening to yourself. You're finally being taken seriously and being supported and encouraged to go after what you want or to accomplish whatever it is. Maybe just to have a simple conversation that you've been putting off or too afraid to say anything about. But this feels very much like you're gaining new skills because of your ability and willingness to open up to these things. Because this isn't always easy. It's not always easy to let ourselves feel encouraged by another person or even by ourselves. There's typically a pretty strong inner critic within all of us that speaks of doubts, that brings up the what ifs, And so getting to a place where you're really listening to your heart's desire and encouraging yourself along the way and letting others encourage you as well is a really beautiful and wonderful thing that you should be very proud of. Both of these cards feel very much about your heart center. So feeling connected to your life, feeling connected to the things that you are bringing to life. I love it. So let's use some tarot to get some clarity on this. Ooh, okay. So you've got something that you're going after. This is definitely about you going after your desires. I feel like there's something that you really want. There's something that you really feel connected to intuitively, and this is your encouragement to go after it. This is your confirmation, your sign, whatever you want to take it as the universe saying, do it, go after it. Now, I do think that there's a certain level of this that could turn into like you only getting something out of it immediately, and maybe it's not for the long term, but I think that may only happen if you go after this and you continue to if you continue to believe in those things of like, I'm not worth the encouragement, I don't have what it takes to accomplish what I set out to accomplish, and if you're not listening to your heart's desire, if you're choosing more of like a materialistic approach, which I'll be clear is not always a bad thing. I think that we're humans and we're allowed to, and you should feel encouraged to go after the material things sometimes, but just make sure that in the process of this, you may have some immediate success, but the long-term vision that you have for yourself is where it really, really counts and where it really, really matters for yourself. So you are going to have to do the work to listen to your instincts about the matters at hand, like whatever you face, whatever obstacles you come up against that you will be triumphant over, you need to listen to your heart, because that will bring you both the material, the things, the physical world objects and prizes and luxuries that you really want, but it will also bring you the reward and the long-term stability that you're seeking out of this adventure. So if this is like a business of sorts, or if it's like a creative pursuit, know that you're going to have success in it. It's just a matter of you practicing listening to your soul and your heart to really build this long term. Yeah. An apprenticeship, perhaps. Oh, let's clarify that. Okay. Okay. I kind of feel like it's the universe's way of saying you have what it takes right now to start building towards the life that you want. Whether it's a house that you want to purchase, a creative pursuit, whether it's a new job, if you're going back to school, if you're getting a certificate for some career path that you want to go down, whatever it is for you, the learning process is there and you're ready to take that adventure. The thing that might be difficult about it is that the path through that is going to be a little bit up and down. If you are not paying attention and checking in with yourself and your heart, then you're probably going to struggle a little bit. Honestly, it feels like it might be something that's short-lived. Like you have all this momentum, you get the ball rolling, you have all of this really wonderful energy, and then an obstacle appears that really tugs at maybe a traumatized part of you, or maybe just a part of you that simply doesn't feel like doing it. And that's where I see the failure that maybe you're afraid of. But it's really only as a result of you not addressing the deeper feelings that you have about it. So that's why I'm feeling this coming from the heart center, is because your why, the reason why you're going after this, has to be unshakable. And I don't want that to stress you out. Like if you don't have everything perfect, that there's going to be a moment where you don't address something and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't need to be something that you worry about. But I think that there's something about this process that if you don't have a strong enough why, you may not feel the determination to push through obstacles, and or you may go through a moment where the vision that you have in the beginning totally shifts. And if you don't have that willingness to adapt and that willingness of your why, then you may struggle to go through this death period, to go through that ending of one chapter and into the next. It may kind of be where you teeter at the in-between point and then revert all the way back to the beginning stages, or let go of the path altogether. So I think that what's changing for you over the next 3 months, girl, whoa, 3 weeks, is going to be about you going after your dream in a real physical way, taking a big step in life to show yourself that you are dedicated to your dreams, to your desires, and really being willing to do the hard work, creating a strong why, creating a list of goals that you really see for yourself. And this is almost more important, is to be adaptable in all of that. Is to say, I know that what I want now is so valid and I'm extremely worthy of it, but what I want now may not align with what I want in a week. It may not align with what I want in 3 months or a year from now. And I need to be willing to go with the flow of my heart, to choose the things that feel good for me and the things that feel exciting for me. You are worth experiencing the really beautiful and exciting parts of life, and you don't have to shelter yourself or limit your experience just because you feel like you're not worthy enough, or you set off in one direction and so you have to follow through with it. There's a need to shift here. I want to get a little bit more clarity in terms of like, is this change going to happen within the 3 weeks? Maybe you're already on this path, but I kind of feel like it's not something that's going to happen super quickly. Let's take a look. No, I think that it's a little bit further down the line. So specifically in the next 3 weeks, it looks like you're bringing this life about for yourself. So the change that I was speaking of when I further clarified what we were talking about earlier with the tower and all of that, that doesn't feel soon. That feels more long-term into the path of whatever this is. But whatever you're creating, now is the time to do it. Now is you're being given the green light. You need to go. You need to encourage yourself, listen to your heart, listen to the universe, listen to your guides. And I feel like you're going to find so much success throughout this experience. Yeah, it feels really beautiful, really abundant. This is yours. It's your time to create. It's your time to move towards your vision. You are allowed to create the life that you really want for yourself, and you are allowed to nurture it and bring it into being. And you have what it takes. It's not just about you feeling worthy. It's about you having what it takes and knowing that. There is a little bit of some resistance. There's a little bit of a wall up. I think that you may, find that you have some beliefs that are getting in the way, or you may have some emotional patterns that are getting in the way of you saying, yes, that's mine. I'm going to take it no matter what. So just know that there are some obstacles for you to work through emotionally, but if you give yourself permission to do that, then I see you so supported. I see you so, I just see you thriving in this. So know that you are worthy and you are capable, and the heart of what you want and why you want it is so fucking important. You are important. All right. If you found this reading to be helpful and insightful and you like the way that I read, then please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do post a weekly pick a card. And if you did vote on this reading, then thank you so much. I deeply appreciate your input, and I will see you at the next reading. I love you. Bye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and see what's changing for you over the next 3 weeks. And you are the only pile that got 3 oracles that came out of the deck while I was shuffling. So let's go ahead and get into them. Strength. Ghostlands. And solitude. Okay, this feels very powerful. I kind of feel like there's something going on astrologically that's changing for you. It kind of feels like a big point in your chart, like something's going on in your chart. There's something transiting something, and it's shifting things energetically for you. I think that you've been on a very lonely path, or you've felt alone even though you were surrounded by people. Whatever you've been going through has been a very personal and isolated experience for you. So not a lot of people in your life could relate to the experiences that you've been having. And I am getting chills all over my right side. So I think you've been taking a lot of action to improve yourself, to get into the receiving mode, because I think intuitively you can feel, oh my God, the chills are spreading. I think intuitively you can feel what's coming next. And that feels like a relief. That feels like improvement, and it feels like a big step up from what you've been dealing with, and the fact that you've been dealing with it alone. Pat yourself on the back. First and foremost, give yourself a little party, like take a bath and celebrate yourself. Like, that sounded weird, but like, I mean, like, dive into some self-care. But just give yourself permission to celebrate yourself, because I think that you have done a lot of hard work lately, and it is showing. And I think that even though you've been putting in this work and expecting all of these changes to happen because of it, maybe you've been met with several circumstances where that just wasn't the case. And that was because of, the divines. That was because of things that were completely out of your control. I truly believe that astrology controls us. It definitely gives us some kind of fate in all of it. I think that our free will absolutely plays a part into that, but I don't think that it's your fault. I don't think that it's like something that you did to attract this level of like aloneness, or like isolated experiences. This is out of your control, and so is the blessing that's coming. Like, not in a like a bad way, but I think that the way that it's coming about, the timing of it has been very much outside of your control. I also kind of feel like with this strength card that, oh, look at this. So this looks very frosty, very cold, very desolate. And this one, it's like you have all of that frostiness down here, but she's rising above it, and there's so much growth right here and flexibility. It's like you found your way. You found your level of flexibility that's comfortable, the level of strength that's comfortable for you, and it's like you found your own rhythm, you found your own groove in everything. So it's like things are defrosting in your life, if you will. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I think that you, wow. It kind of feels like there has been a very specific path that you have persisted along in your life. This almost, it's giving like Saturn return energy, where you kind of realize the truth of what you really want, and you have to make a big change. You have to allow for a big change, and you have to have the strength to go after and listen to what it is that you really want. Yeah, this seems like you're planting seeds now when you thought that you would be much further along in something else. This seems like a complete renovation in your life. And I think that this hermit mode, I mean, talk about that isolation that we were speaking of, has served such an important role in your life for you, and stepping stone for you to know what it is that you want. The things that you were going after, yes, you were going to achieve them. You were going to do all the things and get all the things that you wanted, but it wasn't going to feel connected to you. It wasn't going to feel aligned. And eventually you were just going to be shooting darts in the dark. You were just going to be throwing ideas out there and throwing goals out there for the heck of it, and not because you feel connected to it. And so this change that's happening in the universe, astrologically, within yourself, is happening as a result of you needing this change. It's happening as a result of you asking for yourself to feel more aligned with what you've got going on. It does take a lot of resilience to pull yourself out of the rhythm that you were in. But the second that you start defrosting or creating that stability for yourself, the second the universe is going to start responding. And I think that, yes, you had to lay dormant for a while to gain this clarity and to work on yourself, to prepare yourself for what's to come. But the fact that you did that made this journey so much more attainable for you. This is a seed. It is, just a little moment of the universe saying, here it is, you grow it. But you have what it takes now to grow it. It's definitely time for you to believe in yourself. I think that you knew that that path that you were heading down was not for you. It's for somebody else. Let somebody else have those achievements, because it's going to mean something to them, but not to you. Let's see what else is coming through. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it is going to be hard. I think that maybe there's still a part of you that wishes that you could just persist and go down that path. And I think that it's been hard. It's been emotionally draining, even for you to say, I see this new path for myself, but what about the life that I did create? What about the things that I did put into place for myself? Like, it seems like you feel that you're walking away from a lot of stability. Excuse me. But I really don't see that being the case. I think that that's just how it feels internally because of how much energy you've put into what you were working on before. But it wasn't going to give you the happiness. It wasn't. And I think that there is a risk here, a risk. Not a fear-based reading or anything, but there's a little bit of like a look out for yourself, because there may be a tendency for you to say, fuck this path that I'm going down now. Even though it feels intuitively right, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know exactly what it is that's going to happen. I don't know exactly what it is that is going to change for me. I don't know who I'm becoming and all of that. And so you might go back to what's familiar. You might go back to the things that you have already put effort into. And so there may be a level of self-sabotage that you need to look out for. Or even other people saying, hey, what are you doing? Are you going through like an early midlife crisis? Or, I mean, if you're in your midlife, are you going through a midlife crisis? And that may kind of throw you. So again, don't be afraid to spend just a little bit more time in that space of focusing on what it is that you truly want. Make sure that your goals are clear. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of how you want to feel. If you don't know physically what you want to do, then just focus on how you want to feel. Do you want to feel freedom? Do you want to feel relief? Do you want to feel happiness? Do you want to feel abundance when it comes to your money? Do you want to feel financially set up? How is it that you want to feel? And focus on creating that for yourself. But don't overwhelm yourself to the point of, burning out before you even get the ball rolling, or saying it's all too much. Maybe I'm not worthy of it. Maybe it's too big of a desire. I can't do it. And you back out. Your vision, the way that you create your life, is going to be the thing that brings it to be. You are the creator. You are the one that's going to nurture your life into a way of being that feels good and right for you. I think that this is an opportunity for you to kind of reparent yourself and reparent your situation. So overall, for you, pile number 3, you are going to be experiencing a significant change when it comes to the pace of your life. Over the next 3 weeks, you can definitely expect opportunities to walk away from the life that you really invested a lot in, to get out of this isolated experience and into a moment where you feel alive, into a moment where you start communicating, where you start networking, where you start feeling more presence in your life, and you start showing up for yourself, for showing up for others, however you want to do it. But there's this change that's happening internally that will eventually translate externally. So over the next 3 weeks, give yourself permission to be curious. Give yourself permission to set goals surrounding your emotions, surrounding your real life, objects, or whatever, the real life goals, the physical steps that you can take in your life, and go after it. Don't just stay in the planning stage. Take those steps to go after your vision, and watch out for those self-sabotage moments where you're like, no, it's too big. I want too much. I'm asking for too much. It's too much work to do. I can't do it all. Blah, 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 blah. However you say it to yourself, look out for that. And when that arises, say, whoa, No. Actually, I spent all this time prepping. I spent all this time alone. I spent all this time focusing my energy in a clear direction, and I know what I want. I can do this. I am worthy of this path. Beautiful. Big changes happening for you over the next 3 weeks, and it's as a result of you taking action, which I think you are fully capable of, and I truly feel like you're ready. I think that you're itching to get things going. So it's going to be good. I love this for you. And if you found this reading to be helpful and insightful and you like the way that I read, then please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do post a weekly pick a card reading. And if you did vote on the topic of this reading today, then thank you so much. I deeply appreciate your input. And I love you so much. I will see you at the next one. Bye.